adrenaline flowing, whether it's young kids, grown men and women, or the ball players themselves. And the future is still in some good hands. Opening day, baseball here in San Diego, and welcome to the opening week of baseball presented by Burger King. 2012 opener features NL West rivals, the Dodgers of Los Angeles and the San Diego Padres here at beautiful Petco Park. And hello everyone, I'm Dick Enberg and welcome to opening day, America's sports annual holiday, if you will. And here in San Diego, this day stirs the excitement, the memories of Randy Jones winning the Cy Young Award, Tony Gwynn flirting with a 400 season, 1984, 1998 World Series for the San Diego Padres. The joy of hope, the dreams of grown men playing a kid's game, baseball, in America's finest city. And I'm pleased to be alongside once again here in 2012 with the right-hander Mark Grant. And you know, best of all, the players are indeed as excited as we are, but there's one player that has a special honor.
That honor is towing the slab on opening day. Here at Petco Park, it's going to be Edinson Volquez, the right-hander acquired in the Matt Latos trade from the Cincinnati Reds. You know, the Padres staff had expectations of Volquez in spring training. I think he surpassed all expectations. Great numbers through and through, maybe a little on the walk side, could be a little high, but he had all his pitches working for him. The one thing, locating the fastball, the curveball was a dandy. During balls, he says it's coming about really nicely, but the changeup is his bread and butter pitch, something that Bud Black could be happy about once every 5 days, seeing Volquez on the mound.
And he will be opposed by the National League's best pitcher of a year ago. He's only 24. Clayton Kershaw won the Triple Crown of pitching. Not only had the most wins, the best ERA, and struck out more than any other pitcher. So if the Padres are going to start this season on a winning step, they're going to have to beat the very best in the National League. And an interesting thing happened this morning at 11 o'clock when we arrived. Out from the dugout of the Dodgers, 5 hours now before game time, Kershaw walks out to the mound. It was still covered with canvas, took his position out there, practiced a couple of imaginary throws, a pickoff move that he wanted to focus 5 hours ago.
Preparation, and that's what these big leaguers do. Why is Clayton Kershaw the pitcher he is? Of course he's talented, but preparation is part of his game, and that goes to show you he wants to know how that mound's going to feel when he gets that ball in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, they played 18 times last year. 8 of them were shutouts. It figures to be a low-scoring game. And Jerry Coleman with the ultimate honor of the ceremonial first pitch, and it's right through the strike zone. The Colonel in his 70th year in baseball.
No matter how long you've been playing or how many games you've played opening day, you're still going to be nervous. You get that those great butterflies. You go out to the park, see a sold out crowd. Can't wait to see the pageantry of the day, hear the first national anthem of the year, and get ready to roll. It's a special day.
And Nick Huntley and the 2012 Padres take the field for the first time in this 2012 season in their sparkling new home whites, before this sellout crowd still filing in to Petco Park in downtown San Diego. Shadows could be a factor a little after 4 o'clock, and they'll grow from various corners, especially from the left field corner. As we look at the Dodgers starting lineup with Dee Gordon, the speedy shortstop, Mark Ellis at second base, Matt Kemp, nearly the most valuable player in the National League last year, tremendous numbers. Andre Ethier hits cleanup. Juan Rivera brings some power to the lineup. James Loney at first base. Juan Uribe, the veteran, at third. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. And Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Edinson Volquez, 28 years of age, little Pedro, grew up near Pedro Martinez, the great Boston Red Sox right-hander who won the Cy Young 3 times and helped tutor young Edinson along. Called him Little Pedro, and had a good spring and has earned the spot as the opening day pitcher, as he was the Cincinnati Reds starter on opening day a year ago.
Well, we've previewed Edinson Volquez very much in the spring, and now as he gets on that hill for opening day, the numbers were great. Well, the numbers he puts up from here on out go on the back of the bubble gum card, and that's what's most important, right? It's exciting for everybody.
Yeah, he's been wearing a big smile since we saw him 3-4 hours ago in the clubhouse. And you know he's got some nerves, and one of the things that will be watched closely by Bud Black is his control. He'll have tendencies to wander from the strike zone at times, and that's something that he didn't do much of during spring training, and that pleased Darren Bolsley, the pitching coach. He also had the reputation of starting slowly. In his 20 starts with Cincinnati last year, he allowed 24 runs in the first inning. So getting through the first 3 outs is key as we open the year.
Another big key for Volquez that Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, and Bud Black, the manager, want to see is Volquez, if he's going to throw 95 right out of the gate.
Dee Gordon, great speed, so Headley comes in on the grass at third, and Alonso shortens up at first. We're underway with a called strike by plate umpire Gary Darling in his 25th year of Major League umpiring. Gordon, the son of Major League pitcher Tom Gordon. A ball and a strike. He'll be 24 later this month, will Gordon be. Came up as a rookie and hit .304 last year and stole a bunch of bases in a short amount of time. You want to keep him off. Ooh, just missed. 2-1. So Darling behind the plate with Jerry Meals at first, Paul Emmel at second, and Scott Berry, the third base umpire.
Good sign, Volquez, right out of the gate. The last 2 pitches, the velocity being 95 miles an hour. So he's got that wing really lubed up nicely.
Under the watchful eye of Black and Balsley, the pitching coach. And the first souvenir of the new season off to the left. Our broadcast location has moved over a couple of booths, more on the third base side. So with those left-handed hitters up, we might get a souvenir or 2 this year.
I've got you covered.
I know you'll charge the line drive. He got him swinging with a changeup. Volquez logs his first strikeout as a Padre. Oh, look at the movement on that ball.
That changeup dropped off the table and makes Dee Gordon look sick, screwing him right into the ground. We saw this spring training changeup. He has not skipped a beat. What a way to start off this 2012 campaign.
Here's former Oakland A's and Colorado Rockies infielder Mark Ellis joins the Dodgers this year and takes a strike. 95 with that leadoff fastball. His numbers last year, Colorado primarily. Goes to a curveball.
Even though that pitch is called a ball, that's a great pitch for Ellis to see. I can try to sneak that fastball down and away.
Skips this one in, another curveball, and it's 2-1 to Mark Ellis. Played his college baseball at the University of Florida, native of South Dakota.
A big key for this Dodger offense this year. We know what Matt Kemp can do, but what is the rest of the lineup going to do? What is the run production going to be like for the Dodgers this year to complement a player like Matt Kemp?
Back up the middle. Hudson with a backhand. The one-hop throw is in time. Alonso able to dig that one out. As Orlando Hudson, he gets his glove on it, you're going to be in trouble. Great hands.
On the run, and this hop in front of Alonso is out far enough to where it really is not a tricky hop for Alonso, the first baseman for the Padres. Nice play all the way around.
Well, you know you're one of the stars of the game when you're introduced and you're booed away from home, and that's the case with Matt Kemp, who just was absolutely sensational last year, hitting .324, as you can see, almost 40 homers, 126 runs batted in, nearly a .400 average on base. He does strike out. That's the only flaw in his game. Takes a fastball for a strike. 97, a little extra giddy up from Volquez. Where's his age on his uniform this year? 27, Kemp. Ground ball to the hole. Bartlett, a long throw. Kemp can run. He gets him by a half step. Good start for Volquez. 1-2-3, the Dodgers story. Maben, Denorfia, and Headley coming up for the Padres. By AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Burger King, the proud sponsor of opening week baseball. Along with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, pleased you've joined us opening day. Bottom of the first inning, Cameron Maben, Chris Denorfia, and Chase Headley to bat against Clayton Kershaw. Man with late life on the fastball. Many feel he's got the best curveball in the National League, and of course he also owns all the numbers after that Cy Young season a year ago. 1-1.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on the Padres offense. As Mark Sweeney said in the pregame show, it's all about the fastball. If they can get a fastball early and jump on it, take your hacks, because if you get in the hole, he'll drop that off-speed stuff.
Bounces that one in. 2-1. He was 3-0 against the Padres last year with a skimpy 1.78 ERA.
Yeah, he made the National League West shaking their boots. Clayton Kershaw 12-2 against the West, an ERA of 2.02.
And he can field his position as well. Ground ball by third. A long throw by Gordon, and he gets the speedy Maben. Brings up right fielder Chris Denorfia.
D. Gordon showing off the range and the arm going to his right. Watch the plant. Well, that is one swift move. No move for a crow hop. No time with Cameron Maben going down that line. He caught that ball, planted that back foot, and bang, fired right across the diamond.
DeNorfia in the lineup with a left-hander on the mound. Hit over 300 a year ago against southpaw pitching. Tailing fastball. Kershaw, 6'3", solid 220 pounds, from Dallas, Texas. Ground ball weakly to second. Right at Ellis, and the 4-3 put out. A couple of quick ground outs by Kershaw. As we check the Padres batting order, we've seen Maben and DeNorfia ground out. Chase Headley coming up. Jesus Guzman in the cleanup spot. Then Hundley and Alonso. Hudson and Bartlett, the double play combination, hitting 7th and 8th in front of Volquez. Bud Black in his 6th year with the Padres, hoping to rekindle the magic of 2 years ago when San Diego came down to the final game of the regular season before being eliminated by San Francisco. Headley hitting right-handed, and that was the big improvement for Chase last year. Hits this one to right center field. Shallow. Over comes Ethier to make the catch. So both Volquez and Kershaw retire the side in order in the first. No score. Day action. Colorful scene here at Petco Park. And the fans seem to enjoy most of all digesting a victory over the beloved neighbors to the north, as Andre Ethier will start it off in the second inning. Former Arizona State star had a good spring, hit .385, 9 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. And Volquez misses outside. Well, it's pitcher's paradise opening day in the National League. The Mets shut out Atlanta 1-0 today. Phil shut out Pittsburgh 1-0. And Cincinnati blanked Miami 4-0.
So the pitchers, as we go into opening day, have the upper hand.
And Washington edged the Cubs 2-1 in the low-scoring game. And that's been the pattern, of course, of these two teams last year. They scored less runs than any two teams in divisional play, as Ethier clips that one toward the line and left. The run by Guzman into the corner for the out. Here is the San Diego Padre defense on opening day. Guzman, Maben, and DeNorfia left to right in the outfield. The infield around the horn, Headley, Bartlett, Hudson, and Alonso, with Volquez and Hundley at the battery. Getting details on the pitchers in those shutouts that we gave you. Roy Halladay for the Phils at 8 innings, 2 hits.
No, that's a shocker.
Johan Santana
5 innings, 2 hits, and the 1-0 Mets shutout.
Well, that's a big key for the Metropolitans this year.
And Volquez's teammate Johnny Cueto went 7 innings of 3-hit ball in the 4-0 shutout Cincinnati at Miami. So Miami, well, that was in Cincinnati. So Miami's lost their first 2 games. A check swing by Rivera. 4 home runs this spring, more than any Dodger. Hit .349. Came over from Toronto last year to Los Angeles and gave him a good sock in the middle of the lineup. Out in front, changeup.
Locating the fastball and the changeup, his second best pitch, no doubt. Way out in front. We had a little discussion before the game, Mark Sweeney and I said, you know what, keep an eye on that changeup to the right-handed hitters.
High chopper, that's going to be tough for Headley. He's going to have to hurry, and just does get Rivera. That ball kangarooing off home plate was about 35 feet in the air, and Headley just wishing it into his glove and had to brace and throw.
No room for error for Chase Headley. He's camped. See how he fielded that ball with 2 hands, his throwing hand right next to the glove. See, as soon as he caught that, he can make the transfer very quickly, and he gets Rivera. Rivera's not going to break any speed records down that first baseline, but still no room for error. Nice technique by Chase Headley.
You're right, Mark Rand, and it's a good lesson for youngsters who think it might be cool to always catch the ball one-handed, but that time it would take to transfer from the glove to the hand might have been the difference in out or safe at first base. James Loney, lanky first baseman. Dodgers continue to be puzzled by the fact that he doesn't produce more home runs. Had a dozen last year. But he's big and strong and just doesn't seem to find the seats that often. 27 now, this Texan. Just missed. Curveball. In his 4 years with the Dodgers, Loney has averaged 11 home runs this season. A career .288 hitter. He's a tough out.
Not missing by much. The curveball prior to that changeup just missed off the plate. And Volquez, this is where, as we take a look at the changeup off the plate, Edinson Volquez kind of gave the old, I can't believe you called that a ball, walking behind the mound. And that's something that he's just got to erase from the hard drive. Get right back up on that hill and try to fire a strike, make an adjustment.
2-1 the pitch. That one misses. 3-1 the first 3 ball count.
I think one of the advantages also for Volquez is he will be able to pitch to more of the plate here at Petco Park rather than try to nibble a little bit. Go right after these guys on the outer third.
Pulled foul.
Here's my thought. 3-1 count, fastball count, hitter count. Look where this pitch is. That ball is right down the middle, knee high, and Loney still can't catch up with it. What's that tell you? Volquez has got a live fastball, and he can challenge hitters with that fastball.
Studies the sign of Hundley. 3-2 the count on Loney. Bases empty. 2 outs here in the second.
Throw him another fastball here, down and away.
Got him with a changeup. Second strikeout for Edinson Volquez. He's retired the first 6 Dodgers in a row. The new Padre first baseman, Yonder Alonso, will lead it off when we come back. So Guzman, a 308 hitter this spring, 6 home runs to lead the team, and takes it inside, ball 1. Well, Kershaw closed out his 2011 season with a flourish. He was unbeaten the last month and a half. Like a changeup.
Picks up the knob. You're absolutely right, Dick. 79 miles an hour on that changeup.
Kershaw won his last 11 decisions a year ago on his way to that 21-5 season. Ball 3. Didn't miss by much. And on the outside corner at the knees, 3-1. Taste of the subtle new differences in the Padre home uniform with the piping.
I like it.
I do too. Ground ball sharply to third, handled by Uribe. And that's 4 in a row as we go down to Britt McHenry. Britt.
Hey there, guys. If you want to get involved besides just watching the game, follow Fox Sports SD on Twitter and let us know this question, the answer to this question. What is your favorite opening day memory? Hashtag opening day. Let us know and we'll read a few on air. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Britt. I think of my late grandfather. He didn't have a Twitter account.
No, he didn't.
No, but he owned a little grocery store in Mount Clemens, Michigan. And he was so proud that he saw every opening day game of the Detroit Tigers in the 20s, the 30s, and into the 40s. Oh. Nick Hundley, best of all the Padres this spring at 432. He had a 1935 autographed baseball of the Tigers, another one, the Chicago White Sox. Another ground ball, scooped up by Gordon. For the 5 outs on ground balls by Kershaw. Here's the Dodger defense. Rivera, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield. Uribe at one corner, Loney at the other, with Gordon and Ellis up the middle. Kershaw and Ellis the battery. The two Ellises are not related. Second baseman Mark and the catcher A.J. Andrew James Ellis. Alonso debuting as a Padre. Takes a strike.
You know, another way to know that Clayton Kershaw is on his game, the number of bats that he will break during the course of a ball game. I believe he's already broken 2 bats.
That means he's
missing the sweet spot.
A lot of movement, late movement. Right?
Absolutely. Down by the label, off the end of the bat. You betcha.
Go Padres there, young man. Slap foul into the second tier.
Hey, how neat was it pregame seeing all those little leaguers with the jerseys on down the field?
Great. That's great. It's quite a feeling even down there to introduce the starting lineups, and you look up into the sea of faces and there's so many smiles and people excited to be here. Oh, there's a 50-footer. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Yonder Alonso. If you're just joining us, we're looking for our first base hit of the new season, as Edinson Volquez has retired 6 in a row. Dodgers, and Kershaw, the first 5 men he's faced. Swung on, and it gets away from catcher Ellis. The long throw up the line will be in time. So the put out 2-3. Good scamper by H.A. Ellis. He got a favorable carom off the backstop and able to throw out Alonso, who had struck out. So strikeout 2-3 on the put out. After 2, no runs, no hits at Petco. And the top of the third inning as we welcome you back to Petco, and Juan Uribe, then A.J. Ellis and the pitcher Kershaw to hit against Edinson Volquez. 28-year-old Dominican from Cincinnati Reds a year ago. And Uribe fouls. It's 0-2. 33-year-old countryman is Uribe of Volquez, now in his 11th season. Brings the home run power late in the lineup. He's got 155 career homers, Uribe. Got him. Curveball. Third strikeout. Let's go now to Greg Wolf and a Fox Sports game break. That's all the Reds needed today as they shut out the Marlins 4-0. Jay Bruce going long ball. And Volquez starts A.J. Ellis with a strike. 7 straight retired by Volquez, 3 on strikes.
The off-speed stuff is really complementing the fastball of Edinson Volquez this afternoon. Look at that.
Powers, that 94.
Most pitchers will have the curveball or the slider as their secondary pitch. Volquez will drop that changeup on him. He might triple up on him here. He might be guessing something off speed and blow the fastball right by him. Breaking ball.
In the dirt. Ellis didn't offer. 1-2. A.J.'s going to celebrate a birthday early next week on Monday. He'll be 31. Native of Lexington, Kentucky. I think they're still celebrating there on the University of Kentucky national championship. And he bounces another 2-2.
All the butterflies, if any, from Edinson Volquez have got to be on their way out of Petco Park. He seems very comfortable on that mound. Looks free and easy out there.
Change up, and it's 3-2. So he had A.J. Ellis in the hole, 2 strikes. And now the catcher of the Dodgers works the count full.
Remember, he threw a 3-2 changeup to James Loney last inning to strike him out. Loney from the left side. Let's see what he does to Uribe here. Or Ellis, rather.
Got him looking. A fastball. 95 buried into the glove of Hundley. 4 strikeouts for Volquez.
He went with the 4-seam fastball, and it's a great frame job by Nick Hundley right on the outside corner. No chance for A.J. Ellis. He may have been thinking off speed there. He didn't offer it to foul it back.
And he's gone through the order, and now the number 9 hitter, the pitcher Kershaw. Not a bad hitter, as we recall. Does everything else well. You figure he'd get a base knock on occasion as well. 1 ball, 1 strike, and it's time for our Sequan Casino Daycation stat of the game. 2008 was the year that Volquez, an all-star, finished second to Lincecum in strikeouts. Ground ball by the third baseman Headley into left field corner. Digging it out is Guzman. Kershaw stopped for a moment at first base. Guzman had trouble picking the ball off the wall, and so Kershaw takes the extra base. Well, there you have it. Just laid the bat on the ball and found an opening.
I guarantee you that ball maybe hit 3 or 4 inches below the label, or maybe off the end of the bat after a second look. But Clayton Kershaw just flicks the bat. Hey, swing that bat. You just might make contact, and it just happens to find in between the bag and Chase Headley at third base. Thought about pulling up. It cruises into second base. The first hit of the afternoon.
They charge Guzman with an error, a single and an error as the ball skidded away from him. So Kershaw in scoring position for the leadoff hitter D. Gordon. He struck out swinging the first time.
Now I want to see how Volquez reacts after giving up that single and error to Kershaw.
And having to work from the stretch for the first time.
Exactly.
Both men having the luxury of full windups to this point. That off the head of the bat and quickly in front of Gordon. 2 strikes is Volquez. Edinson pitched 3 times here at Petco with the Reds. It's 1-1. Good ERA, 2.33. 2 outs. Kershaw in scoring position. 2 strikes the count. Chop foul.
I know we've been praising the changeup of Edinson Volquez, but my goodness, he's got a darn good curveball as well. I mean, Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, mentioned that in spring training. He said, you know, you're going to talk about the location of the fastball and the changeup, but his curveball is a 12-6 hard curveball. There's the Padre pitching coach. He lives and dies with every pitch.
He's constantly studying. He's such a good teacher. 0-2 to Gordon. Ooh, good stop by Hundley as that ball bounces in. A ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff man D. Gordon. Volquez, no walks, has struck out 4. Just given up his first base hit to the opposing pitcher Kershaw. Drives him off the plate with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Trying to straighten him up with that 2-seam fastball. Started off the plate just a little bit and bring it back in on the inside corner, but just missed. Now I think he's got him set up for that changeup. Move his feet a little bit with the fastball in. Now pull the string on him.
All back out of play. Gordon has a story similar to Will Venable. Both young men with fathers who played Major League Baseball. Max Venable, an outfielder. Will's dad, and this young man, D. Gordon's father, a pitcher. But both were really more interested in basketball growing up. In fact, he didn't play baseball seriously till he was a senior in high school, Gordon. And the same with Will Venable. You know, that was his sport. Ivy League Player of the Year in basketball at Princeton, Will Venable.
Yeah, D. Gordon's father, Tom Flash Gordon, was one heck of a pitcher. He started, he relieved. He had a nice big league career for a long time.
2-2 pitch. And another foul. Yeah, we're pleased that you've taken time to be with us. And of course, this year, every game here on Fox Sports San Diego. Going to have to put up with these 2 blokes, but we're looking forward to another great year.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Baseball every day, even on the East Coast with the early starts. You're going to have, you know, stay home from work. Well, I didn't say that. You know, if it's a 10:05 start, catch us on Fox Sports San Diego.
Recess.
All baseball all the time.
2-2, and he gets him with the off-speed pitch. How about Edinson Volquez through 3 innings? He has struck out 5 Los Angeles Dodgers. Look forward to Miller Time Later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Petco Park, overflow out in the park. And there he is, the man from Michigan State, Irvin Magic Johnson. One of the owners, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and he'll bring that engaging personality, charismatic, one of the most charismatic athletes I have ever encountered. Had the pleasure of working with Magic a few games in the NBA back at NBC.
He's got an infectious smile, doesn't he? Engaging personality, no doubt.
You know, sometimes ball players complain about, you know, after the game, there are fans outside and they stop and sign autographs. They want to get home, and you can never sign enough. If one person leaves, you didn't sign it, then you're a bum. Ground ball by Hudson. Skids to Uribe, but he hangs with it and throws out Orlando Hudson. That's 7 in a row now by Kershaw. And when working with Magic, there are a couple hundred. I remember outside of Chicago Stadium, we're leaving to go to the parking lot. There must be a couple hundred kids out there. And what are we going to do now? Magic, now they all want his autograph. And what he would do, he wouldn't sign any autographs. He said, I'll give you something even better. I'm going to give you a piece of magic. Slap, 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 hands. And we didn't break stride. We went right to the car and we're on our way to the airport. A little piece of magic. Jason Bartlett fouls it at the plate. Padres shortstop. He and Orlando Hudson, the challenge has been thrown at them. They both hit in the 240s last year. They're lifetime 270 hitters. They can come back to their career averages. Just foul past third. Kershaw has that ground ball working, doesn't he?
He certainly does. And Bartlett really got on top of that last pitch. Looked like it was elevated. But the key is that was a fastball. And as we mentioned earlier, these Padre hitters trying to get that fastball early. And that's exactly what Jason Bartlett just did there. Just missing extra bases.
Way out in front and loses his bat in the process as the changeup from Kershaw logs his second strikeout. And we come down to Volquez. Well, maybe Edinson Volquez can return the favor. Kershaw with the first Dodger hit after Volquez retired the first 8 men.
And that's usually what you're going to see on a good changeup. The hitter sees fastball, but he's way out in front. You see the barrel of the bat of Bartlett way out in front even before the ball approached it.
Volquez with that dramatic stride toward the third base dugout. 1 strike the count. 1-1. Well, these two teams last year, 18 games, 8 of the 18 were shutouts. 3 1-0 shutouts. The Dodgers over the Padres. They shut out the Padres 5 times, and San Diego pitching took care of business 3 whitewashes. And the two of them, when you add up all their runs in 18 games, neither team averaged 3 runs a game. Well, look at this. How about that? And Kemp can't make the catch. Volquez answers. What's going on here? A new season, and the pitchers had the only hits of the game.
There's something you don't see every day at the ball yard. As you mentioned, Dick, Clayton Kershaw. And this ball nearly gets by Matt Kemp at center field. That could have been extra bases. If that ball gets by, a good extension from the Padre right-hander.
He looked over at Kershaw. They exchanged smiles and said, all right, we both got one.
Just don't get picked off.
He has a good pickoff move. In fact, led the National League with 9 pickoffs last year, Kershaw, and won the Gold Glove. He was the total package. Maben grounded to short his first at bat. Line drive, base hit to left field. Volquez will check in at second base. The Padres have something brewing here in the second and third inning. Back-to-back singles, Volquez and Maben.
We saw some 2-out lightning from these Padres in spring training. Maybe they can get something going here against Kershaw in the bottom of the third. Now that first pitch was an off-speed pitch. It was a changeup, but it was elevated. Did not have the action as if the changeup were down by the knees. Therefore, Maben hitting that ball over the shortstop's head for a single.
Chris Denorfia digs in. He grounded to second his first time. Ball 1. Chris, a good spring, hit .323. There are his numbers from a year ago. Much better against left-handed pitching.
Second time around in the order now for the Padres. Second look at Kershaw.
He bounces this one, and the runners will advance. Volquez to third, Maben to second. And now a base hit can do some two-run damage. And that brings out the champ, beat LA.
And that was a spiked fastball. That ball hitting just down in front of home plate. Not many times you see a pitcher spike a fastball.
Denorfia sitting on a 2-0 pitch. With runners in scoring position, Volquez at third, Maben at second. Lays that one down the middle, 2-1. A throw for Denorfia. Struggled to make it to the big leagues when he made it at 28-29, and now starter on opening day. Inside, 3-1.
And just because it's a 3-1 count, a fastball count, does not mean that Kershaw is going to throw him a fastball. Remember, first base is open. You might see an off-speed pitch here. He might want to pitch to Headley with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Ball 4, and the bases are full of Padres. Kershaw working from the stretch for the first time, and now gives up singles to Volquez and Maben, loads him up on the walk to Denorfia, and here's Chase Headley. Fly to right field, his first at bat. Still right. 91 on his fastball. But well placed.
Great located fastball. Outside corner, knee high. Nothing much Chase Headley can do with that.
Hit .352 from the right side last year after struggling the year before.
Looked like an off-speed pitch, like a slider, just kind of throwing a little wrinkle up there. I mentioned before, it is the second time around. It's one of the first times we've seen a slider from Kershaw. It's mostly been bigger breaking balls and changeups along with the fastball.
Yeah, Headley now has to protect the plate with 2 strikes on him, and Ellis and Kershaw we had a little meeting here halfway to the mound.
Yeah, you don't want to get crossed up with that runner at second base. Going over the series of signs, it might be first sign, it might be last sign, it could be first sign after 2. Every pitcher is different.
Kershaw, remember, in this inning, bounced one by his catcher Ellis. A wild pitch. Volquez has to be alert there at third should one get away. He does bounce this one, and it's blocked by Ellis.
Looks like another short breaky ball, that slider. Let's check out Ellis. Seeing that ball in the dirt, getting down to his knees, keeping those shoulders parallel to the infield, so if the ball hits the chest, it bounces right out in front of him. Score a save for Ellis.
Volquez, Maben, Denorfia aboard, 1-2 the count. Strike 3 call at the inside corner, and Headley caught looking. Padres got a couple of hits in the third, and they leave the bases loaded as Kershaw comes up with a big pitch on Headley.
Petco Park. Don't miss watching your Padres opening weekend as they battle the Dodgers Friday, April 6th through Sunday, April 8th. Friday, fans in attendance will receive a 2012 scheduled cling for the refrigerator. Everybody needs one. Presented by Aladdin Bail Bonds, and enjoy fireworks right after the game. Don't wait. Be sure to buy early and save at Padres.com or get on the horn and dial 619-795-5555.
Oh, make it sing there, Mudcat. You know, you always get a special kick on opening day, no matter how many you go through. That's the Geico quote of the game. You look forward to it like a birthday party when you're a kid. You think something wonderful is going to happen. The quote of the game. The Geico quote of the game from Jolton Joe DiMaggio. Padre fans on the edge of their seats. Last of the third with the bases loaded, but Kershaw came up with the goods against Chase Headley. So we go top of the fourth. Still no score. Mark Ellis, Matt Kemp, and Andre Ethier. Heavy end of the Dodger order against Edinson Volquez. Ellis grounded to second his first time. "34-year-old veteran. Curveball strike.
That is such a good pitch. He had me buckling my knees up here.
And he throws a changeup, dips low, 1-1. Dangerous Matt Kemp on deck. Tomorrow, 6 o'clock for Padres Live here on Fox Sports San Diego. It'll be Billingsley for the Dodgers and Lupke for the Padres. Good matchup. Then Saturday, 4:30 for our Padres Live to kick off the action. Chris Capuano against Dustin Mosley. Chop to the right side. Alonso an in-between hop, and he'll outrace Ellis to the bag.
Hey, remember during the instruction we had out on the little field prior to the game? What is Edinson Volquez doing here? He is over in the picture, but he's not needed, right? That's A-OK. You'd rather be over there and get called off. The good thing is Edinson Volquez doesn't pull a hamstring.
Or get clipped on the heels by
That's
the
right.
spikes of the runner.
And you could hear players in the dugout. You could hear them on the field. They yelled, "Get over there," as soon as that ball was hit to the right side. Everybody doing their job nicely on that play over at first base.
Matt Kemp grounded to short his first time. Yeah, he did something last year that you have to go back through baseball history to find a comparable effort. Line drive, base hit. Just a doggone good hitter. Second hit of the game for the Dodgers as we go down to Mark Sweeney. Mark.
Hey guys, watching Matt Kemp, especially on breaking balls, that's what he had trouble with when he first came up. Last year he made the adjustment on the slider and the breaking ball, as you saw there. Stayed back, his head is controlled, drove the ball to left field.
And that's exactly what Edinson Volquez threw up there, the first pitch, the off-speed pitch. Kind of almost looked like he was looking for it, didn't he, Mark Sweeney?
It did, and he's making adjustments. He's looking for that pitch earlier, but also he's getting more at-bats against these guys. Easy to do rather than being a young hitter.
Along with his many virtues, a good base runner. 40 steals last year, and he doesn't have to steal second. That pitch is all the way to the screen. And Hundley didn't get out of the crouch, almost as if he was crossed up on that fastball.
Well, that ball really sailed on Nick Hundley. Maybe a case of Volquez trying to overthrow a little bit. And Mark Sweeney, a little bit of buzz down there by the dugout, eh?
Yeah, and you know what I love seeing this is that pitchers are all together. They're finally in their routine. That's what you see in the dugout. They're all talking about strategy, how they're going to attack certain hitters, and watching the game. Definitely different from the spring training to now.
Now let me ask you this, Mark Sweeney, as a hitter, would you kind of like go into those conversations and would pitchers ask you their advice?
Well, I always had my ear open, Mud. I had to. I had to listen to everything. Everything was knowledge, and definitely you have to take everything in.
A ball, no strikes to Ethier with Kemp now in scoring position, the first Dodger. And going away. Ethier Big RBI man through the years for the Dodgers. He'll be 30 years of age next Tuesday. 1-2 punch in the middle of the lineup. Kemp and Ethier, they were reversed last year most of the time. Ethier hit third and Kemp fourth.
Mark Sweeney, we just saw a changeup from Volquez. That seems to be his secondary pitch. He's throwing the curveball, trying to locate the fastball, but from your perspective down there.
Yeah, Mark, he's got a lot of movement and downward movement, and that's what they're doing. But the Dodger hitters are making adjustments. Also, having the shadows early in the game is definitely played. You can see the shadows are gone.
3-0. It wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing if you let Ethier walk, fill the void at first. And so he does on 4 pitches. Now let's look at the Volquez changeup. Do you think that pitch doesn't have movement? Oh my.
Dropping off the table. And once again, we mentioned in spring training, it's all in the arm swing. And if the arm swing is like it has been for Volquez, like a whip action, that means he's healthy. And we mentioned in the pregame show, you see the 2 seams right there on the Rawlings baseball. He throws the circle change with his 2 middle fingers on the 2 seams there. You got the circle change, and you throw it as hard as you can, like a fastball. Looks like a pump, feels like a sneaker.
Okay, there you have it. Now Volquez needs one of those sinkers to be grounded up the middle, and the possible double play ball as Juan Rivera steps in. He grounded to third his first time. Kemp at second, Ethier at first with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 95 on the outside corner.
Hey, Mark Sweeney, I got a question from a hitter's perspective. We know that Volquez throws that changeup quite a bit. Now, the second time around, is that a pitch that hitters may recognize and then start to spit on?
Well, you'll see adjustments, but when he's touching 97 miles an hour, you can't sit on a changeup. You have to go with the fastball.
Runners lead away.
There's a good fastball there. It does not get the call at 96. That is a pitcher's pitch there. And of course, if you ask Mark Sweeney, the hitter, that's a ball.
It's a ball.
Looked pretty good on the replay, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Big Juan Rivera with 1 out and 2 on here in the 4th as the Dodgers threaten.
Nice 2-seamer here for a ground ball.
And it's a broken bat looper into center field for a base hit. Kemp had to hold, so he will stop at third as Maven hustles it in. The bases are loaded. A broken bat single for Rivera.
I know we preach about pitchers keeping the ball down. On contact, watch where on contact that ball, that's thigh high, upper thigh high. If that ball is down, it's a grounder, a weak grounder on the ground. That's why pitchers have to concentrate. Volquez didn't get the call prior to that pitch on that low fastball. But when you elevate it like that, sure, you lose your bat. You're not going to use it anymore. It's broken, but it's elevated, and it's dumped into center field on the fly for a base knock.
Now the Padres had the bases full with 2 outs in the last of the 3rd. Couldn't cash in, and now it's the Dodgers with 1 out, bases loaded. Kemp, Ethier, and Rivera aboard for James Loney, who struck out his first time. Changeup. Outfield, right, and center field still in bright sunshine on this late Thursday afternoon in San Diego. The shadows now have grown to cover Guzman in left, stretching out toward position behind second base, the light standard shadows.
Loney spreading out
in the dirt, and Huntley able to dig it out. 1-1.
Mark Sweeney, you mentioned that Loney spreading out his stance. Why is that?
Well, he's in an RBI situation. He struggled driving runs in early in the year last year, spreading out just to try to drive the ball to the outfield, get the first runner in.
And you are absolutely right. And he made adjustments as the year went on. Finished the year going 327 with runners in scoring position for the Dodgers.
Infield back, they'll concede a run for a chance at a double play. 2-1. And a tough inning for Volquez. Gary Darling with a tight strike zone, and Bud Black barking out at him.
Pretty good pitch. Too close to call, huh?
Just a little outside, according to Darling. 2-1 then to Loney. Did he go? No. 3-1, and now Volquez in a tight spot. Has to throw a strike or the Dodgers get a run.
I think he went.
The barrel of the bat didn't cover home plate.
No?
No. You pitchers. I know Sweeney will agree with me. There's a big offering coming up from Volquez with Loney in the catbird seat. 3-1. And he walks in the run. The first run of the season. Bases loaded walk. That hurts. Kemp checks in from third. Ethier over to third. Rivera to second. And Loney credited with the RBI on the bases loaded walk.
Tried to go two-seamer away, tried to induce a grounder, keep the ball on the infield, and pitching coach for the Padres, Darren Ballsy, out to have a little chat. Here's the last pitch. The glove of Hundley, down and away, and he just misses low. And you can see the way that he tried to pitch Loney, down and away on all of his pitches.
And according to our pitch track here on Fox Sports San Diego, that confirms the eyesight of plate umpire Darling that all those pitches were out of the strike zone.
Hi, guys. Looking good in those Padre unis.
Base is still loaded. Infield back. Uribe struck out his first time.
So, this is where I want to see Volquez make the adjustment. So much goes into being a successful pitcher, not worrying about the last hit, the last pitch, the last call.
Nothing like bases on balls to get the manager pacing.
And we've got some pacing going on in the Padre bullpen as well. We got action.
All the way to the screen. Here comes the runner from third, Ethier. The throw to the plate, and they get him. What a throw and tag by Volquez. Oh, my. That was big league stuff. Hundley playing the carom, and from his knees, a perfect throw right on the home plate into the sliding Ethier.
We talk about pitchers throwing strikes. How about Nick Hundley? From his knees, throw that strike. Volquez, very close play. Very close play. Volquez tries to get the glove down. Does Ethier go around it? He may have been safe. Padres may have caught a break, but you know what? He's called out. He touches the plate. I think he's safe. But hang with him. Gary Darling calls him out. The home plate umpire.
So 2 away. Runners move up. Rivera and Loney. Rivera now at third, Loney at second with 2 out, and Uribe with the count 2-0. And well, that could be a big play in this game.
Yes, sir.
Get Uribe here. Swing and a miss. Change up. Dodger bullpen active now as well.
And Volquez electing to go from the windup with the runner on third. He feels he gets the most out of his delivery. Going from the full windup.
Fouled out of play. Josh Lindblom, right-hander throwing. This could be getting a little bullpen action. Certainly Kershaw through 4 innings has not thrown that many pitches. Anthony Bass for the Padres getting loose. 2-2. The count on Uribe. Way outside. First base open with A.J. Ellis, the catcher, on deck. High pop up back of the plate. Hundley will watch it sail into the stands.
Mark and Dick, this is an opportunity that you have to be careful with your Uribe. He's a mistake hitter. You get that breaking ball or changeup elevated, he can hurt you. He does expand on the zone, so you have options here.
That's a good point, Mark, because we have seen Uribe in the past with a slider speed bat, quite frankly. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and I really like how Hundley's going out there to check on this here. You don't want to make a big mistake here and limit those big innings. You have options with a late at the end of the order here. Just make sure you're on the same page.
What I mean by slider speed bat is that his bat has a chance to catch up to that slider because it's a slower pitch. He doesn't have the quick bat to catch up to a good fastball, so you don't want to speed up that bat with a pitch in the zone.
Ball 4. Bases are loaded again.
I think he got squeezed on that one. Wow, that's a good pitch.
Yeah, that's right there for a strike.
Is that on the block, you think, Dick? You think?
That's in there.
Yeah, it looks like it was right there, huh?
Couple of walks here and a wild pitch. 1 run home, but Volquez still with a chance to bail himself out of this, what could be a potential big inning for the Dodgers, and limit run scoring to 1. Ball 1, and you almost have to throw a perfect strike here. Darling is thinking wild pitcher. I mean, it's one of those conditions where you start not throwing strikes, and an umpire starts thinking everything's a ball. Way outside, and he's struggling.
Yeah, and the body language says a lot as well.
Looks like Kershaw at this point might be coming out of the game after 4 innings. Adam Kennedy is on deck for the Dodgers. There's a strike, 2-1.
He's got to really bear down here and get his troops back in that dugout, trying to get that run back. Can't let the calls affect him.
Well, that might be a story here. Kershaw with 39 pitches. 3-1.
Well, all of a sudden he's just not had the control. I mean, when he's missing by a lot. The last few pitches. The first pitch of the at-bat, a changeup, was up for a ball. Majority of the changeups in the game have been down.
Bases loaded, 3-1. Volquez has walked in 1 run here in the 4th inning. That's in there, and Ellis taking all away. Full count. Burns will be off here.
Down and away, perfectly placed. That's someone that looks like the pitch to Delone or Uribe.
Fans looking for a strikeout pitch. 3-2. The runners take off. Ball 4. It's 2-0. Oh my. 3 consecutive walks. 2 of them with the bases loaded. And the Dodgers lead 2-0 on a gift inning. Well, that was one of the difficulties for Volquez last year. He would get into these patches of wildness. The inning started with a single by Kemp with 1 out. Then Ethier walked. The broken bat single by Rivera to load the bases. Loney walked to force in a run. The Padres were fortunate that Loney was thrown out on the wild pitch that carried him back to Hundley, who threw to Volquez for the out. Then Uribe walked to reload him, and now Ellis with a bases loaded walk, and Adam Kennedy the pinch hitter. Played for the Angels back when Bud Black was the pitching coach for the Halos. Adam Kennedy.
Interesting situation here, guys. With Kershaw coming out of the game, it has to be an injury. This is way too early to take your ace out of the game.
I was thinking the same thing, Mark. And looking back at last inning, the wild pitch, we'll have to wait and see what is reported, but could be a break for San Diego.
And really, Mark, you thought it was a little gamesmanship between Mattingly and Bud Black. Just having a guy get up in the bullpen, but also on the on-deck circle. That situation is definitely an injury, something to look at.
So Kershaw works for 3 shutout innings, allows a couple of hits. He's out of the game. Bases full of Dodgers. 1-1 the count. Ball in the dirt, and Hundley blocks that one. Nervous inning for Edinson Volquez. Might have been, in his opinion, squeezed on a couple of pitches. Might have affected him. Running his pitch count up with 33 tosses here in this inning. Total of 77.
That'll wear you out. 34th pitch coming in this inning.
High fly ball. Back is short. Bartlett waiting for it to come down, and it does. And that's it for the Dodgers. 2 runs on 2 bases loaded walks to take a 2-0 lead. AT&T trivia question: which team have the Padres faced the most times on opening day? I'll have the answer for you in the bottom half of the inning, or in the next inning, as Josh Lindblom takes over. Lindblom, 24 years of age, big right-hander, 6'4", 239 pounds, a second-round pick of the Dodgers 3 years ago. He's moved quickly up through the ranks. Pitched in 34 games last year with LA, and we understand now that Clayton Kershaw, suffering from flu-like symptoms, ill stomach, has headed back to the locker room. His day's work is over. There's a look at Kershaw getting a pat on the back as he leaves the game. Yeah, holding the stomach area. Don't get too close to him, you infect the entire ball club.
No kidding.
So Lindblom takes over with a 2-0 lead. Guzman, Hundley, and Alonso are scheduled for the Padres here in the 4th. Guzman grounded to third, his first at bat. Check swing and a foul tip into the glove of Ellis. 0-2 the count.
Well, Mark Sweeney, Clayton Kershaw is out of the game. Now a right-handed twirler is out there. What's that do for this lineup for the Padres?
Well, look for Will Venable, because that's the guy that they're going to insert because they want that lefty-righty combination. But this is huge for this lineup. It's actually a boost coming off that tough inning where they limited 2 runs. But this is huge for the offense for the Padres.
Lindblom pitched both at the University of Tennessee and at Purdue University.
Big right-hander, throws a fastball, slider, a curve, and a change. He's bounced between starting and relieving over his career. Last year was the first year that Lindblom was exclusively out of the bullpen. Fastballs, high 80s, low 90s. Pretty straight on the number 1.
Slice down the right field side, and that'll curl out of play. Clayton Richard, the lefty of the Padres, when he was in high school, was the Indiana High School Baseball Player of the Year, and so is this young man, Lindblom.
saw Krista Norfia going to the 3-ring binder, checking out the scouting report on Lindblom.
He, like Richard, from Lafayette, Indiana. High pop-up. Middle of the diamond. And shortstop Gordon calling for it. One away. You can be part of all the action. 2012 season tickets with the Padres and enjoy great benefits all season long, like discounted parking, exclusive events, and much more. It starts as low, it's hard to believe, it's just $7 a ticket to get season tickets, folks. So plans are flexible. You fit your particular needs and where you want to sit and what games you want to see. Don't wait. Get your 2012 Padres season tickets today. Call 619-795-5555.
Not only do you have to bring your glove to the ballpark, you got to bring a shovel and a pail. That's awesome.
Good old days, huh?
Yeah.
High fly ball that'll hook foul down the left field side. Way out in front was Nick Hundley, who grounded to short against Kershaw in his only at bat. There's the sandbox out in right center.
This area that we just showed, the sandbox out there.
Broken bat ground ball to the first baseman Loney. He'll do the work himself just in front of Hundley.
It's one of the deepest part of this ballpark. So if you get a guy that hits a ball out there or beyond, that is really quite a poke. And when you look at that area there, that's usually where Mark Sweeney finds his golf ball when he's on the golf course.
Yeah, I need that big driver in right field, right down the foul line.
Absolutely.
He's a good bunker player, though, I heard. Sweeney.
It's great out of the sand.
Because I'm always in it.
And we thank those gentlemen for their service to our country in the Navy.
Here's Alonso. And inside the pitch from Lindblom. Now, the Padres made a move earlier today with Tim Stauffer placed on the disabled list with that sore triceps. And so Brad Brock had been sent to Tucson and turned right around, U-turn, and came back to the clubhouse today.
You and I were in the tunnel and we saw Brad carrying his bag into the clubhouse, getting ready to suit up for opening day.
That's good news. He may travel a little more, but get to go to the big club. Ground ball up the middle and into center field. No, Gordon stops, throws, and gets him. What a play by D. Gordon. That ball on its way to center field, and Gordon flashing that speed, able to glove it and get Alonso, who's not the fastest runner. And the ball was hit by the pitcher, Lindblom. That did slow it up. It's a 1-6-3 put-up. Get away for the day at the all-new Sycuan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by Chase, deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And welcome back to Petco Park. We've completed 4 innings here on opening day, and the Dodgers, with a couple of bases loaded walks, have a 2-0 lead. Top of the 5th we go. Dick Enberg with Mark Grant. Mark Sweeney joining us down in the dugout well at first base. With his player level view of the game. And Volquez starts leadoff hitter Gordon with a changeup too low. Gordon has struck out both times.
Pretty nice range, Mark Sweeney, huh, by D. Gordon?
Yeah, this guy's a special athlete. He makes a lot of plays, but also what they're working on is his throwing.
The ball was slowed up a bit when pitcher Lindblom was able to get a glove on it, as that was smacked hard up the middle. Volquez settles down after the wildness in the 4th. That's in there. Curveball. '44th Padres season. First year was 1969. Nub foul. There's another changeup. In the 76th year of baseball here in this great city, going back to the Pacific Coast League Padres. Ball, 2 strikes on Gordon. How did he even get the bat on that pitch?
Mark Sweeney, as we approach this top of the 5th inning, Volquez getting to the mid-80s as far as pitch count is concerned. Threw a lot of pitches last inning.
Yeah,
you see any movement down in that dugout as far as maybe bench players maybe going to the bat rack, getting loose?
Well, what you're seeing, Mud, is you're seeing in Bud Black looking at his lineup sheet, trying to see forward what he's going to do and how he's going to use the bullpen also in his bench.
Yeah, we notice Buddy will take out that lineup card and go over that very closely, both sides.
He's without the services of Mark Kotze, who is on the DL. Fly ball to center. Retreating is Maben, still going back, and drops the ball. Gordon flying around second on his way to third. A leadoff triple for Gordon, although the ball should have been caught. We'll see how they score it. Maben kind of eased back and then realized it was carrying deeper than he thought. And by the time he reached up, it fell out of his glove. See how much of the leather he got around that ball. Right on the thumb.
Yeah. And we've seen Cameron Maben make some spectacular plays, kind of drifting back. Very makeable play for Cameron, and they're going to score that an error.
3-base error, so no one out, and Gordon at third. And Ellis, the hitter, grounded out twice. The infield will draw in. Well, the one good note for Volquez, that didn't happen in the last inning when it seemed like the Dodgers had the bases loaded for a half an hour. They only scored on the bases loaded walks. Line drive, foul by about 5 feet down the right field side.
You know, sometimes when an outfielder goes back on a ball like that, their eyes can get a little choppy because they're running back, maybe a little flat-footed. We've seen Cameron Maben go to his left, go to his right, make some spectacular plays. And I'll bet you ask Cameron Maben, yeah, he should have had that ball, no question. He'd be the first one to admit that ball should have been caught.
Brad Brock, young man we saw just returning from Tucson, listening up in the bullpen. That's in there. 94 yet on the fastball as Brock warms up. Padres scheduled to reach the pitcher's spot in the batting order third in the bottom half of this inning. So undoubtedly this is Volquez's last inning. He's up to 87 pitches.
That's exactly by design, that last pitch. Nick Hundley, when he gave the fastball sign, he even put his glove up around the chest of the hitter, indicating to Volquez, I want you to throw it up there. Get it up there.
Headley, Bartlett, Hudson, and Alonso in the infield in tight, try to cut down a run at the plate. Now it remains 1-2. Dodgers lead 2-0. Fan gets a kind carom and has himself a Major League Baseball to take home on opening day. Wearing the right city number, city letters on his shirt. Struck him out. Changeup gets Ellis one away, but that brings up the dangerous Matt Kemp. Six strikeouts for Volquez. Kemp's single to left and scored the first run of the game back in the fourth inning.
This is where you might see the two-seamer from Volquez. Sure, we'll see the changeup because if a hitter is out in front, chances are it's down, he'll hit it on the ground. That's why the infield's in. Try to induce a grounder if they're going to put the ball in play.
And the fastest Dodger at third, ready to break in. There's the ground ball, and it's off the glove of Bartlett. Now, that was a case where, with the infield in, Bartlett knew he had to field and throw right away because Gordon on contact was headed for home, and in his haste, Bartlett unable to field it cleanly, and the Padres have committed their third error of the game.
And Edinson Volquez threw a great pitch. It was a two-seamer. A two-seamer down. He got his ground ball, and it looks like Jason Bartlett, maybe he had time maybe to get in front of that ball, but you make a good point, Dick. As soon as that ball was struck, Gordon's off and running. So maybe he's trying to be a little bit too quick off the pinky side of the glove. Cannot field it cleanly. And a break for the Dodgers.
Two errors in the inning. The three-base error by center fielder Maben. Now the error by the shortstop Bartlett. You can give Kemp an RBI on the play, but that run and any runs scored by the Dodgers after this point in the game, all unearned. Should be 3 outs in the book. Ethier is flying to left and walked. Kemp stole 40 bases last year. Started to say the last time he was up, some accomplishment that you have to go back through baseball history to find names that were able to be in the top 4 in the league in home runs, RBIs, runs scored, and stolen bases. Top 4 in all 4 of those categories. Tough to do. Pitch out by Hundley, and Kemp not going. The others to accomplish home run, RBI, run scored, and stolen bases, top 4 in the league: Honus Wagner, Ty Cobb, George Sisler, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. Just a list of great Hall of Famers. And Kemp last year. Two and 0 to Ethier.
And you know, 1 year ago to the date, there were probably a lot of baseball people saying, you know what are we going to do with Matt Kemp? But boy, did he turn it around and have a great year.
Remember, he and Larry Boa, the coach of the Dodgers, got into it a couple of years ago. Boa felt he wasn't working hard enough to take advantage of his many skills.
Can he duplicate last year? Can he drive in more runs? Can he hit more home runs? Can he still hit for average?
Dodgers think so. They've extended his contract well over $100 million. There he goes. Throw by Hundley is there in time. Nice throw, Nick Hundley. They erase Kemp. 2-6 on the putout. Well, that's the 4th out of the inning.
Nick Hundley throwing some good throws to his teammates. Remember the play at the plate to Volquez to get the runner, and now to second base to get Kemp. Nicely done. And Bartlett out in front of second base, almost blocking the second base bag to erase Kemp.
Count 2-1 on Ethier.
Good two-seam fastball at 93.
Guys, you did talk about Larry Boa's situation with Matt Kemp. The adjustment that the Dodgers made is bringing in ex-Padre first base coach Davey Lopes to mentor him and make those adjustments.
2-2 and fouled out of play. You know, you're down at the field level as you are, Mark Sweeney, and we had a chance to run into Kemp earlier before batting practice. He's a big guy. I mean, he doesn't look on television to be as big a man as he is. He's got all the speed and the power. He's the big package. Swung on and missed. He got him with a changeup. 7 strikeouts for Volquez. Another gift run for the Dodgers on a couple of errors. It's 3-0.
By Captain Mike Hayes and Lieutenant Colonel Guy Berry, the 2 pilots in the flyover. What is it like to be a part of an opening day festivity like that?
Oh, it's a great experience. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we really appreciate what the Padres did for the Marines, getting us some tickets, and it was a pleasure to do the flyover. We love to do things like this.
We were joking that it took you 15 seconds to get over there and then quite a trek to come back. What was the trip to the field like?
Longer than it took to get over to Coronado, but it's been well worth it. We've been well taken care of.
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate all the work you do, and of course the work on the field. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Brett. Hudson takes high 2-1. Nice to have the Marines with us. Those Harrier jets are pretty impressive, aren't they? They're from Marine Attack Squadron 311, VMA 311.
If you had a chance to go up in one of those things, would you?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. No question.
2-1 to Hudson against Lindblom. Fly ball left field. Rivera for the first down. Anthony Bass throwing in the bullpen, and the pitcher spot on deck. Jason Bartlett, the batter, struck out his first time. So Kershaw goes 3 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 1 walk. Struck out 3. Padres playing very generously. Volquez, his own worst enemy in that 2-run 4th inning, walking in 2 runs with the bases loaded. And then 2 errors, Maben a 3-base error, and Bartlett with a boot at short, giving the Dodgers yet another run without a hit in the top half of the 5th inning. Kershaw left after 3 innings with flu symptoms, and so Josh Lindblom has taken over, the right-hander on the mound. Kyle Blanks has a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. But Volquez pitched well enough. 7 strikeouts, but 4 walks.
Yeah, and those 4 walks came back to bite him the 28th time in his career. But Volquez has walked 4 or more in a game, so he needs to harness that control. And as I mentioned earlier, pitching here at Petco Park, I think he will have the chance to pitch to more of the plate rather than try to nitpick a little bit, because the environs here at Petco Park. And don't get me wrong, folks, the pitchers on this team are darn good. I'm not saying that any pitcher can come in here and be successful. It's just, I think, going to work to his advantage, because the way this ballpark is played for the Padres since it's open.
Fly ball right field, and Ethier has to give ground, but room out at the Petco porch for the out. As we go to Greg Wolf, here comes another Fox Sports game break. Well, that's 16 innings. You got the money's worth in Cleveland, except the locals went home a loser as Toronto wins at 7-4. One of the longest games ever on opening day. Have to check to see if that's the longest. 16 innings. We're getting that confirmed. Never has there been a longer opening day game than 16 innings. So this 2012 season starts off writing history. Blue Jays 7, Indians 4 in 16. Kyle Blanks, and the count is 1-1 on the big right-handed hitter. 2 outs, bases empty, as Lindblom has retired all 5 men that he has faced. He did himself on the smash up the middle off the bat of Alonso, was able to deflect it, and then Gordon made a terrific skidding stop and throw to deny Alonso a base hit. Back of first in foul territory and slicing just into the first row of the aisle back of the Dodger bullpen area, and the count remains 1-2 on Kyle Blanks. We told you about how scarce runs were scored last year between these two teams. If you average the runs for all 18 games, the Dodgers scored 2.9 runs per game to the Padres 2.3. That's the lowest amount, fewest runs in any major league division matchup. And it looks as if it's going to be tight again this year when you think about the score 3-0, but 2 bases loaded walks and a couple of errors to score the other Dodger run.
The Padres need a couple base runners, maybe a blast. And I want to ask Mark Sweeney, who's down near the field. You know, Kyle Blanks, this at bat, Mark Sweeney, has seen a couple fastballs. I remember you preached in spring training. It's all about the hitters getting early fastballs. Kyle Blanks has missed a couple of fastballs this sequence.
Yeah, it is, Mark. And Orlando Hudson coming in, and also Jason Bartlett coming in, motioning to some of the hitters behind them that he has a little cut action on these pitches. You're seeing the 93, you're also seeing 91. The little movement that comes into the cutter action gives hitters problems as well.
Good stuff.
Blanks, a .325 hitter this spring with a home run, 3 doubles. As Carlos Quentin won't be available for a couple of more weeks with a knee surgery. Swung on and fouled into the glove of Ellis. So 6 up, 6 down against Lindblom after 5. 3-0 Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw leaves after 3 innings, pitched out of the bases loaded jam, struck out Chase Headley, and then the wildness hit. Volquez unable to throw strikes. Loney walked with the bases loaded, and then catcher A.J. Ellis also with a bases loaded walk for a 2-0 lead, and then a couple of errors by Maben and Bartlett. And the Dodgers scored their 3rd run unearned in the 5th inning. Anthony Bass is the new pitcher for Volquez. Pitched well enough. 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, only 3 hits, but 4 walks, 7 strikeouts for the starter Volquez. Deep in his own thoughts now. How does it happen and you suddenly can't find the strike zone? And there were some borderline calls there that didn't help him. He didn't get any assistance at all from the plate umpire. Bass. And one of the things they like about Bass this spring is aggressive. He gets the ball and throws it. Veteran Mike McDougall getting ready, the lanky right-hander down the bullpen. Rivera, big swing and a miss. His broken bat single, part of that 2-run 4th inning. Kemp and Rivera with the 2 singles and then the 4 walks added to the 2 runs, the first 2 of the season for the Dodgers. Good heat there at 94.
Yeah, and one of the luxuries that the Padres have in Anthony Bass is that he can relieve, he can start. He's got a good live arm, good breaking ball, curveball, changeup, and that fastball we just saw.
Rivera, then Loney and Uribe in the Dodgers 6th inning, 3-0 LA. Ground ball swept to short. Bartlett to Alonso for the out. And here's our answer to the AT&T trivia question. Which team have the Padres faced most often on opening day? And the answer is the Giants 14 times. Figured one of the NL West teams. I don't see the Giants till almost a couple of months into the season this year. In fact, I think it's June. No, I'm wrong. The end of April, a three-game series on a weekend up in the Bay Area. First time we see them here at Petco is June 5, 6, and 7. So you Giant fans might want to mark those dates and get your tickets early. Loney has struck out, walked with the bases loaded to pick up an RBI. He with an RBI. Ellis with the bases loaded walk, knocking in one, and though safe on an error, Matt Kemp is credited with the run batted in the last inning. Three and 0.
Well, Dick, you mentioned the Giants. Well, Anthony Bass likes the way that Tim Lincecum likes to throw the baseball. He patterns his delivery after Tim Lincecum, kind of similar to the Cy Young Award winner. Kind of turns his back towards the hitter.
A big long stride as he kicks to the plate.
And he says, hey, if it can work for Lincecum, why not? Cannot work for me?
You know, when you think back to, we never get old. You think back and replay games that you pitched. There's a slow motion, super slow motion. Look at that long stride. Yeah. Back to the mound, and a good play made by Bass on the comebacker. And Loney is out. 2 gone, and Uribe the hitter.
Mentioned in the pregame show during the instruction, remember the ball leaves your hand, you are an infielder. Bass hooks this one. Takes his time, and a little toss over to first base. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Loney fishing for a base hit. And if that eludes Bass, that ball's in center field. 2 gone. Uribe a walk and a strikeout. I was going to say that, Mark Rand, you look back and, I replay broadcast. I replay games in college and high school, and you look back to your major league career and say, well, what if I had done this? What if I'd picked up another pitch? What if I had changed my motion? You ever second guess yourself a little bit?
Yeah, what if I ever threw a strike? What would happen?
What if you didn't have to back up third?
But, you talk about, favorite players growing up as a kid. I admired and idolized Tom Seaver. And, I found out really quickly, if you try to deliver the baseball like Tom Seaver did, he was a drop and drive guy. he would drag that knee. That doesn't work for everybody. So I found out really quickly that that's not going to work for me. So I just tried to stay within myself.
Uribe, fly ball to left. Guzman is there. 1-2-3 inning for Anthony Bass. Drills one to the grass in center field to tie the game in the ninth, and the Padres go on to win it in the 11th inning against the eventual World Series champion St. Louis Cardinals. Maben striking the big blow. Will Venable is going to hit second. Chris Denorfia starting in right field against the left-hander Kershaw. So it'll be Maben, then Venable, and Headley against the new pitcher Mike McDougall, the veteran right-hander. There's his numbers from a year ago. 69 games and a 2.05 ERA. Maben with one of the two Padre hits today, a single to left field in the third. The other at Edinson Volquez.
Mark Sweeney perched down there by the Padre dugout. He mentioned it earlier with the subtraction of Clayton Kershaw not pitching, and Mark Sweeney called it Will Venable swinging a shillelagh, getting loose on deck.
You know what I love seeing, guys? So when you have moves like this early in the game, all these bench players go into these new facilities down here at Petco Park, and they can run into the cage and start getting loose.
And this is where Alonzo Powell, the second hitting coach, comes into play. Off the fist, Uribe on the run, and Maben out 5-3. So Alonzo Powell, who, with Phil Plantier, the two hitting coaches, but only one can be in uniform in the dugout. Powell will stay back in the locker room, and when he gets word that a pinch hitter might be needed, he'll rush in, get the video out of that pitcher that you might hit against, and kind of get an idea of what you're going to be looking at.
I mean, Mark Sweeney, it's different for every hitter, is it not? I mean, some players like to take cuts off the tee. Some players like to have coaches throw to them in the cage. What was your preference?
Well, I wanted to do my work off the batting tee just to get loose.
Will Venable batting for Denorfia. Denorfia walked and grounded out. His two at bats. Venable, a solid spring, looking to improve on that 246 average of a year ago. He finished the Cactus League action, Venable. Second best mark on the team, 349. Knocked in 8 runs and stole 9 bases. 2-1. Chase Headley would be next. Get a couple of runners on here for Jesus Guzman. Three and one. Padres need some base traffic.
And McDougal can lose his consistency throwing the ball in the strike zone at times. Fastball, upper 90s, a slider and a curve and a changeup.
And he walks him. One out walk to Venable brings up Headley. Headley had a big chance early in the game against Kershaw with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the third, but was caught looking at strike 3. One out walk to Venable. Padres trying to give this big sellout crowd something to cheer about here in the 6th inning. Ball 1. McDougal looks a lot taller than he is because of his slight frame. He's only 180 pounds, 6 feet 4 inches tall. Been around a while. Now 35. Came to the big leagues 11 years ago with Kansas City, then to the White Sox for 4 years, Washington, St. Louis, and the Dodgers last year. That one on the inside corner at 93. Little action from the middle of the plate right in under the hands of Headley. Venable goes. The throw by Ellis, not in time. Boy, Venable got a big break. And he slides in feet first with his first steal of the season. Had 40 a year ago.
You exactly know what I like, Professor. The pop-up slide we saw in spring training. The ball gets away. Venable has a chance to get up and take an extra 90 feet. Feet first. And you know what? An infielder's going to be a little bit more reluctant to block that plate, right? If a runner comes in with spikes first. I mean, Will Venable is not trying to come in Ty Cobb style and spikes high, but still, that's a good aggressive slide into the bag.
2-1 to Headley, runner in scoring position, and it's inside 3-1. You're absolutely right. When you know the runner's going to slide in head first, the infielders don't mind putting their knee right in front of the bag, make you slide into a lot of stuff.
That last pitch may have been a strike. You notice that A.J. Ellis was set up away. He had to reach across the inside, and McDougal did not get the call.
Headley flies it foul. Full count now as we have measured Headley time and time again. He'll take a count deep. 3-2. Checks with the umpire. Is that a strike? Umpire Darling said yes. Padres need a run here. They had Venable at second. 1 out and the count full to Headley. Chops that one foul past Dave Roberts over there to close it off, and we'll flip it to a fan. Guerrero and Elbert in the bullpen for Don Mattingly's Dodgers. Fifteenth pitch of the inning for McDougal coming up. 3-2. Spoiled by Headley.
Can't get hurt down there. 3-2. Two-seamer. And what do you know? Count, full count. Faces a 3-2 count.
Just put a, you want to record that, just put it right on and just play. Our technicians can just play the full count routine. Let's see if he gets a pitch he can drive. The Dodgers got plenty of help from Volquez with the 4 walks in the 4th inning, led to a couple of runs. Let's see. McDougal has walked Venable, and now 3-2 again. The pitch to Headley. Easy roller to first, and Loney will take it to the bag for the second out. Venable moves to third. We invite you to join the Padres Sunday, April 22nd. They're going to honor the men and women who serve in the U.S. Armed Forces with Military Opening Day, presented by Northrop Grumman. Enjoy a special pregame ceremony before the Padres take the field against the Phillies, a 105 game. Get your tickets today at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Phillies, great team. That'll be a 4-game series coming up 19, 20, 21, and 22 of April. Guzman drives this one to left center field. Kemp won't get it. It's up the alley. Venable scores, and Jesus Guzman cruises into second with a double. It's 3-1.
Being aggressive early. McDougal, a two-seamer that leaks down and in. It's a first pitch fastball. And Guzman is all over, and the Padres on the board. Need a little two-out thunder here. It's getting late.
Well, they pick the stick, before every game. Your fans don't tune in. You've got to tune in because we get to pick a player, and then you get points if they knock in a run or have a double. Wonder who had Guzman today. Here's Nick Hundley, grounded out twice. And he pops it up. Right side, second baseman Ellis. And that's it for the Padres in the sixth, but they're on the board. A walk and an RBI double. It's 3-1 Dodgers.
As we head into action here, top of the seventh, 3-1 Dodgers over the Padres. On the post-game show, we're going to talk about some of the errors, a little bit of difficulty in the field for your Padres. Also take a look at Edinson Volquez's day, and you're going to hear from the manager, Bud Black, and what he thinks about opening day here. And general manager Josh Burns is going to join us, a live guest. That is all ahead on a don't miss post-game show following all the action. Dick and Mark.
All right, Mike Pomeranz, we look forward to that. As always, after every Padre game, a full 1 hour post game to assimilate all the action of the game and the color around the activities, especially here on opening day. Well, the Padres on the board, it's 3-1. A.J. Ellis walked with the bases loaded facing Volquez to drive in one of the 2 runs back in the 4th. And Bass into his second inning of work. Retired the side in order in the 6th inning. It'll be Ellis, the pitcher's spot. And Tony Gwynn Jr. is in the on-deck circle. Apparently will hit for McDougal. And then the top of the order, Gordon. There's Jr. 2-0. The pitch is low, 3-0.
You can't afford any free passes as we get late into the game here in the 7th. Padres trying to battle back. Anthony Bass has got good enough stuff where he can go right after these hitters. get back in that dugout.
Lays in the fastball. Ellis struck out facing Volquez, and then was the third consecutive walk given up by Volquez in the fourth with the bases loaded. That's a high strike. 3-2. Fly ball right center. Maben into the gap. He squeezes this one. Well, we've been wondering where Layla Rahimi is. I guess she found an opening day party. Layla.
We're hanging out here at the Fox Sports Grill, enjoying the wrap-up of opening day. I'm with Lisa and Mike. And Mike, as a Padres fan, who are you looking forward to the most playing this season?
Well, there's a lot of new faces, but I'm looking most forward to Cameron Maben playing center field. I'm excited to see him steal some bases and cover some ground.
And then, Lisa, for you, what is your favorite part about San Diego as baseball season begins?
You know, probably just the fact that it's the start of a really great season. We could draw lots of crowds out, and it's just fun to see everyone out and about enjoying themselves as we start this going into summer.
It is a busy season, the start of spring and summer here in San Diego, and we're enjoying it at the Fox Sports Grill. Back to you.
All right, Layla, have a good time. Tony Gwynn works the count 1-1. Gwynn used around last year by the Dodgers as a defensive replacement, occasional start.
And a good defensive replacement at that. He saved a handful of games last year for the Dodgers.
And remember the one great catch in left field against the Padres that looked as if that was going to be a bases clearing extra base hit and would have won the game for the Padres, but Gwynn denied the 2 outs in the 9th inning. 1 out, bases clean. And the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball sharply at Alonso. Covering his Bass. The 3-1 put up.
Get over there.
Good play by Alonso. Made sure. And it's a play that they practice over and over and over again through spring training.
I don't know if Yonder Alonso will ever win a Gold Glove over at first base, but I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised this year with him over there. He's made a couple of good plays in spring training, and that is a good play going to his right. And once again, firing a strike. There's 2 parts to the play, getting to the baseball and then firing a strike to your pitcher covering. He did a nice job at both ends.
2 gone, 5 straight retired by Anthony Bass. Top of the order, D. Gordon. He struck out twice against Volquez and was safe on the 3-base error. And his fly ball was dropped in deep center field by Cameron Maben. He went around on the bunt trot. Padres showing respect for his speed. The third baseman Headley, first baseman Alonso play shallow. It's such an advantage, a man with speed and can bunt well, because when you draw in those corners, it's easier to punch a ground ball single through the right and left side.
Cuts down the range. You're absolutely right, and that's his objective. He wants to hit the ball on the ground, and as a pitcher, you want to try to elevate, have him hit in the air all day long.
There's the chopper to the right side. Hudson has to hurry and just does get the speedy D. Gordon. 1-2-3. The story for Anthony Bass in the 7th inning. Good work for Bass out of the bullpen. Well, we're going to stay here, stretch half of the 7th inning. I understand Commander Abe Thompson, a naval specialist in warfare, is going to sing God Bless America as the fans stand at Petco Park on this beautiful Thursday opening day. We celebrate baseball and our great nation's game.
As he presents God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairie, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Commander Abe Thompson.
And their head-to-head battles. Last year, the Padres beat San Francisco in the home opener 3-1. Yonder Alonso leads off the 7th inning, 3-1 Dodgers. The new pitcher is Matt Guerrier, the 4th used by Don Mattingly, the skipper of the Dodgers. 70 appearances last year for Guerrier. Couple of quick strikes on Alonso, who has struck out and was robbed of a hit on a sharp comebacker deflected by then the pitcher Josh Lindblom, and Gordon made the defensive play of the game behind second base. Alonso, Hudson, and Bartlett scheduled in the Padres 7th, needing 2 to tie. Tigers started their season at home, beating Boston 3-2 today. The only other American League game, that longest ever opening contest in Major League history, as Toronto beat Cleveland 7-4 in 16 innings.
Well, that'll do wonders for your pitching staff, huh? Going 16 innings.
Well, the fact that Kershaw was ill today is taking a bite out of pitching rotation here for the Dodgers. Swung on and missed as Guerrier pumps 87-mile-an-hour pitch past Alonso's swing.
That's the slider from the Dodger right-hander to go with the fastball, curve, and a change. Very durable setup, man.
Padres 1 run on 3 hits and 3 errors. The Dodgers 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors.
Yeah, it's not like Edinson Volquez was getting knocked around. The walk got the best of him today.
His own wildness and then a couple of errors scored another Dodger run as Hudson steps in. He's grounded to third and flied to left. Works the count to 2-0. Padres only run on a 1-out walk to pinch hitter Will Venable, and a 2-out double to left center off the bat of Jesus Guzman. Guzman, who continues to be such a productive hitter. Just amazes you that he was locked in the San Francisco Giants minor leagues for so many years, hitting 300 every year. High and inside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Hudson brings up the tying run for the Padres here in the 7th inning. Well, Fox Saturday Baseball returns this week. Some of the sport's biggest names: Albert Pujols, the Angels, the Tigers' new first baseman Prince Fielder, the defending World Series champion Cardinals. They all are going to be headlining the debut of Fox Saturday Baseball. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, beginning with our all-new pregame show that covers all the big stories and gets you ready for the first pitch right here on Fox. And, of course, then the Padres on Saturday, a 5:30 game, 4:30 for Padres Live, as Chris Capuano will duel Dustin Mosley of the Padres. 5 straight balls thrown now by Guerrier. Bartlett trying to go to right field behind the runner Hudson. It's 1-1. Jason, a strikeout and a fly to right in the opener. Jeremy Hermida on deck. Apparently will hit for Anthony Bass. Left-hander is throwing in the Dodger bullpen. Ground ball right at the second baseman. Ellis to Gordon to Loney. 4-6-3 double play. And that's it for the Padres in the 7th. We go to the 8th. 3-1 Dodgers. Rounded form, maintaining the annual promise that what goes around comes around. For over 100 Major League seasons, opening day, an annual celebration of the rite of spring, carrying with it the hopes and the dreams of so many for a full season of success. And when it all works well for the home team, oh my, don't we all have a ball? The Padres need a couple of runs to be able to celebrate this opener today. Ball not finding the strike zone from Edinson Volquez in that 4th inning, as 2 bases loaded walks gifted the Dodgers to the early 2-0 lead. 2 more errors in the 5th inning. Another generous run from the Padres for a 3-0 advantage. The Padres getting one back on Guzman's double in the 6th inning. And now we go to the 8th inning, and Brad Brock will face Ellis, Kemp, and Ethier of the Dodgers. Brock, a lifetime reliever. He's never started the game as a professional, breaking in with the Padres farm team in 2008, the Winter League team. Fouled by Ellis, and the count is 1-1 on the Dodgers second baseman. Brock was a long shot pick by the Padres 3 years ago, 42nd round. From Freehold, New Jersey. Line drive left field. Guzman has to watch that one clip against the 357 sign, and into second base with a slide is Ellis with a ringing double. So Brock is rudely greeted by the second baseman of the Dodgers.
Even though Brad Brock spent some time in the big leagues last year, he misses big time with location. Wanted to go down and away with his fastball, and Ellis was all over the fastball that leaked up and in. Elevated a one-hopper off the wall. Padres really need their bullpen to come through here to hold the Dodgers at 3 runs.
2 big hitters now for Don Mattingly's team with a runner in scoring position, Kemp and Ethier. Matt Kemp, a single, safe on an error that knocked in a run. He's 1 for 3. Good stop by Hundley. That ball bouncing into the left-handed hitter's batter's box.
Yeah, that was a slider from Brock to go along with the cut fastball, also a changeup. Little deception in the right-hander's delivery. He will throw across his body, going from the first base side of the rubber.
High fly ball hit well to right field. Venable out there in right, cruising back to the wall, and it's on the top of the wall for a home run. It just caught the padded top of the right field wall. There's the power of Kemp. That looked like a routine fly ball, and it just would not stop until it just carried to that top area. There's about a 5-foot area at the top of the wall before you hit the first row, and that's where it landed. Kemp has his first home run, and the Dodgers now lead 5-1.
Ouch. Once again, a badly placed fastball from Brock. Got it elevated, and when you mess with an elevated fastball up and away to a power hitter, they will take you the opposite way. That's exactly what happened to Kemp. A 1-0 pitch.
Well, Matt Kemp, who had MVP numbers last year, starts with a roar this year. 2 for 4 and 3 RBIs and his first home run. Ethier with a walk, fly out, and a strikeout. Brock ahead on the count, 2 strikes. Brad came up last year for a handful of games. He pitched in 9 games. And he blows down Ethier on strikes. The damage done, however, here in the 8th inning.
Matt Kemp, part of the story late in the ball game, but I think the main story of this ball game is when the Dodgers lost their Cy Young Award winner to a symptoms of the flu, and the bullpen really picking up the left-hander in Don Mattingly's Dodgers. Lindblom, McDougal, Guerrero.
Yeah, we see how that's going to impact the rest of the series. Tomorrow night, it'll be Chad Billingsley for the Dodgers and Corey Lupke for the Padres. Check swing, line drive. It's a fair ball into the Dodger bullpen. Digging it out is Venable, and when he gets his throw in, you'll see Juan Rivera standing at second base with a double. 3 extra base hits off Brock here in the 8th inning.
All the hits this inning, all fastballs. Not only all fastballs, but badly located fastballs at that.
Rivera, with his second hit of the game, is 2 for 4. He singled back in the 4th and scored.
You see Rivera almost looked like he got the top hand on top of that high pitch, up around that number 21 on his jersey. So Brad Brock needs to make an adjustment with that fastball. Up in the zone way too much.
Loney has struck out, walked with the bases loaded, and had a base hit taken away from him on a good leaping stab of his comebacker by Anthony Bass. High fastball, strike at 90. Ernesto Frieri off the bullpen bench, going to start tuning up. 5-1 Dodgers here in the 8th. Rivera at second, 1 out. Line to left, but it's slicing to Guzman. He has it. Could have a play at second. The throw in time. Double play. Rivera had strayed too far off the bag. 7-4 double play. But the Dodgers get 2 runs on 3 hits. The 2-run homer by Matt Kemp. Guzman a solid throw. Double play. Henry. Brett.
Hey there, guys. You know, talking about opening day and just how important it is for the players and their families. When I spoke to Cameron Maben before the game, he actually wanted to stop and go talk to his son and sit with him. His son was here, his entire family was here, and that was the first thing he told me. He said, this day is all about family and enjoying the moment with them. Back to you.
Yeah, right on, Britt, and so many fans here with everyone from great grandpa to the little 2-3-year-olds that are out playing in the sand, but nothing like shoulder to shoulder with your parents. And I think they're my fondest memories with my father sitting out in the center field bleachers, sitting next to your dad watching a ball game.
Nothing like it.
Hermida batting for Brad Brock. Jeremy down to the final day before making the 25-man roster. Turned down a chance to go to Japan to stay with the Padres and facing Kenley Jansen, and the count goes 2-1. He just felt that even though he was on the Tucson roster, that he liked the way his spring training was going and that he'd get a chance to be with the big club. And sure enough, opening day, here he is. That's in there, 2-2. Big guy Jansen, who is signed as a catcher and such a strong arm, they've converted him to a relief pitcher, and he took to it very quickly.
He throws a natural cutter and he can get it up there in velocity. 97-98.
Ground ball up the middle, not hit very well, but it had eyes, and Hermida, an infield base hit. Hermida leads it off with a seeing eye single, and that'll bring up Cameron Maben, who's 1 for 3.
And with that cutter, especially left-handed hitters, you've got to really get that barrel of the bat out in front, or else there'll be a lot of broken bats. That almost sounded like it was a broken bat up the middle.
Well, Gordon's so fast, he all but took out his second baseman going for that ball.
Sometimes you'll get that sound when you get in the guy's kitchen. I think Jansen got in Hermida's kitchen with that cut fastball.
2 ground outs and a single to left for Maben in this season debut. Foul ball. 5-1 Dodgers. The 2-run homer by Matt Camp in the top half of this inning, opening the advantage for Los Angeles. So lots of work to be done for the Padres with time running out. Attendance today, 42,941. Great opening day sellout. Not the biggest opening day crowd here at Petco. They had 45,000 plus against the Dodgers 3 years ago. Just missed. 94 on that fastball.
See that little cut action out of the hand of Jansen? For right-handers and left-handers alike, if located nicely, tough to hit.
Hermida at first with the 4th hit of the game for San Diego, and Maben takes a strike 1 and 2.
We talk about the cut fastball. Usually, generally, the pitcher will stay behind the ball. See how there's equal ball on each side of the fingers? A cut fastball, they'll turn it a little bit and then offset it a little bit, just like that. More baseball on this side, cut it, gets that little rotation like this and breaks that way. Not like a slider that has that tilt straight down, stays on the same plane.
Aerodynamics from Professor Mark Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Ender.
You really, when
Mariano
you think
Rivera.
you think about all the different positions of the fingers on the ball, with the seams, across the seams, off center, and how you can work the ball if you've got an arm to work it and make it do different things. And an old physics professor a long time ago said the ball doesn't move at all. It's just an optical illusion. Well, give me a bat. Put a bat in his hand and see whether it moves or not. Maben slaps it high off first, out of play.
See, and that's the beauty of just playing catch with one of your buddies. You can experiment with finger pressure. Hold the ball differently. When you're out in the backyard, hold the ball differently with a little bit more baseball. And just stay on top of it. Feel that seam with your fingers, and you get that rotation. And you might think, oh my gosh, I just developed another pitch.
We used to just call it an in-shoot, just holding both seeing through it sidearm.
How about the outshoot?
Well, the outshoot was a little tougher. I got a little in-shoot.
I can show you a hanging slider.
Maben backs off a fastball, and the count's 3 and 2. Now there's a chance perhaps for the Padres to rally. Got a man on, Hermida with a single, no one out, and the count full to Maben.
He's got the rally cap working. He's hoping.
That ball hit well to left field, way back, and Maben will touch them all. Maben's first home run of the season, and that one was really struck well. Long and high. And Maben repeats his opening game magic of a year ago. He knew it.
When you talk about a guy, Jansen, missing a location, he wanted to pepper the outside part of the plate with a fastball. That one was down and in, and no doubt about it for Daddy Longlegs.
Great camera work. Right at you. 5-3, Dodgers lead. Single by Hermida, and Maben's two-run shot. Here's Will Venable. So Maben matches Kemp's two-run homer in the 8th inning. That gets things vibrating here at Petco.
We saw some late life from this Padre team in spring training. Maybe they can carry it over here to Petco Park on opening day.
Well, they led the National League in home runs this spring, and Maben gets the first today in the dirt. And it's 2-1 to Venable. Came off the bench as a pinch hitter in the 6th inning. Worked Mike McDougal for a walk and came in on Guzman's RBI double after Maben stole his first base. We'll check that Venable stole his first base of the season. Ground ball right at the second baseman Ellis. And Venable out 4-3. Britt McHenry.
Hey there,
feeling it?
Yeah, down by the dugout, I got to tell you, Dick, it went nuts. Everybody was up against the wall, but as soon as that home run was hit, it was almost disbelief. It took a second, but then they all just jumped off and went to go give him applause, and it was just brought some energy back into the dugout, which they needed. Back to you.
All right, Britt. Maben's two-run shot, closing the gap to 2 runs.
And I'm sure Britt was very happy. She's the happy Hatter. You know why?
Why is that?
She went to Stetson. The Hatters.
Of course.
And then finished up at undergraduate at Stetson, and then went to Northwestern for journalism school.
You got to be pretty smart to get into Northwestern journalism school. And then Washington, D.C., and then she has obviously the extraordinary intelligence to move to San Diego and join us.
The Happy Hatter.
The Happy Hatter. I was quite happy there playing soccer.
Don't lose that smile. So Chase Headley up 2-1 the count. Headley has flied to right, struck out, and grounded to first. That home run by Maben measured at 445 feet.
Only one out here. A base hit, loop and a blast.
3-1 now to Headley.
You know that Headley is going to work that count. A lot of fastballs from Jansen. The breaking balls that he has thrown have not been for strikes. So you might see these Padre hitters just spin on that breaking ball if in fact Jansen throws one and key on the fastball.
Ground ball just foul, gloved by Loney. So in the inning, Hermida with a ground single to deep short. 2-run blast by Maben, a 445-foot no-doubter. Venable is grounded out, and now full count once again, 3-2 on Headley. With Guzman on deck. Struck him out on high heat. And let's check the Burger King in-game box score. Maben 2 for 4, a 2-run home run and a single. Guzman an RBI double. Volquez with a single when he was in there. So the hit column a bit lean here on the opening day. Just a total of 5 hits for San Diego. Only 6 for the Dodgers. Pair of 2-run homers, Kemp and Maben here in the 8th inning. Breaking ball misses, ball 1. Well, Jim Harbaugh picked Maben.
That's right, he did.
To be his player today, and so that 2-run homer is going to give him some points. Fortunately, he's got to go back and coach the NFL in San Francisco, so he's not going to beat me.
It was nice to have Coach Steve Fisher of the Aztecs basketball team join us, and of course Jim Harbaugh on our pregame show. We thank them
for being with us.
Stick around for the postgame show. Padres Live out at our new beautiful set. Mike Pomerantz, Mark Sweeney. I'm going to join the boys out there.
Right near the Tony Gwynn statue, so when you come up and you get those bargain Park in the Park seats, what are they, just $5, I think. Get to see the game from out on the lawn. 1-2 now. High fly ball. Left center, Matt Kemp is calling. And the Padres are gone in the 8th inning, but they close the gap to 5-3. Following Hermita's single, it was Cameron Maben drilling 445 feet on the home run. Brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Burger King, the proud sponsor of Opening Week Baseball. And opening week it is, and the Dodgers will be here for 3 more tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. We hope you have purchased your tickets. Cameron Maben atoning for that 3-base error on D. Gordon's fly ball that led to a run in the 5th inning. Delivers a 2-run home run to cut the Dodger lead to 5-3 is Ernesto Frieri. Call me Big Ernie. Although Big Ern worked in 59 games a year ago. When he's on his game, his stuff is as good as anyone.
He most certainly is, and he always works from the stretch position. Needs to iron out some herky-jerky motions in his delivery, because when he's herky-jerky with the delivery, he gets off with his release point.
Way outside to Juan Uribe, who will be followed by catcher A.J. Ellis and a pinch hitter undoubtedly here in the 9th inning for the Dodgers. Ball 2 in the dirt. Uribe struck out, walked, and flied to left. Just joining us, the Dodgers got 2 in the 4th thanks to starter Edinson Volquez's wildness. He walked in 2 men with the bases loaded to give it a 2-0 Dodger lead. On the outside quarter, 2-1. Then Maben dropped a fly ball in deep center, an error on Gordon's fly, and then a run scored on Matt Kemp's ground ball to short that was bobbled by Bartlett. 3-0 Dodgers. 3-1 now to Uribe. Padres got a run back in the 6th on a walk to Venable and a 2-out double by Guzman, but Matt Kemp's 2-run homer off Brad Rock in the 8th inning made it 5-1 before Mabens answered with a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. Well, Uribe thinking long ball there. He usually isn't shortchanged on any of his swings. Been a very useful player, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Got a little pop in his bat. Good defensively.
3-2, and the fastball strikes him out. Time now to go to Greg Wolf again for a Fox Sports game break. Cubs starting the new season in familiar fashion with a tough loss, 2-1. Jerry Hairston is in the on-deck circle. Former Padre making the Dodgers squad. The two reserve outfielders for Los Angeles are ex-Padres Tony Gwynn and Jerry Hairston. Good fastball again, 92 from Frieri. Tough to pick it up because of his motion. That sidearm comes out. Ball comes out of his uniform.
You're absolutely right, Dick. He goes from the first base side of the rubber. Plus, he throws across his body.
Misses high and away. Fourth pitcher used by Bud Black, Volquez, Bass, Brock, and Frieri. Dodgers have used 5 pitchers. Watch out. Low skidding line drive back of the Padre dugout.
Mentioned Ernesto Frieri going from the first base side of the rubber. Look how he had the ball is behind his body. He's got the high front side of the glove throwing across his body, and then not really a short armor, but doesn't really give the hitter a good look-see of that ball way out from his head. It's kind of almost like on the short hand side. Very tough to pick up.
Foul back. The other thing he does before he starts his motion forward, he drops the ball, his hand almost behind his back. So now he's got to get it all the way back up to that sidearm 3/4 position.
Sometimes that can be difficult for a pitcher, and that's why sometimes a pitcher can be erratic as well, because the arm slot and the release point will be off.
Watch how he drops his hand down behind his right thigh and then buggy whips that fastball. Actually, that was an off-speed slider.
You know, there are times when pitchers go from the first base side of the rubber, and then there are times when pitchers go from the first base. Look at how far he is. That toe is just touching the rubber, and that's all you need. You don't have to have your full foot on the rubber. The foot just has to be in contact. So even if your front spike, maybe an inch of your cleat or your shoe is in contact with that pitcher's plate, as they call it in the rule book, that's all that matters. See, that's the mound. Look, all that. That's the rubber. His foot is just barely touching right there.
2-2 is way outside.
And then if you're really smart, I learned this from Roger Craig, home baby. If you know there's a lot, if you see the rubber there, maybe cover it up with some dirt, and then you put your foot right here. You get about like 6 inches in front of the rubber.
Oh, that's the old Whitey Ford trick.
Oh yeah. Cover up that rubber with some dirt.
Fouled out of the glove of Hundley, and Ellis stays alive, 3-2. Javi Guerra is warming up in the Dodger bullpen.
Just in contact with the rubber, going from the first base side. Good push off from Big Earn.
That's one of the developments in the pitching technique here in the last 10-15 years. Line drive over Hudson's head into right field for a base hit. Ellis is aboard. That brings up Jerry Hairston.
Hey, are you going to hit the road? Well, take the Padres with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today and see every single Padres out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Padres.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere.
Boy, it's a must, isn't it, for a baseball fan?
Gotta have it.
Yeah, you can watch television in your little
telephones, your iPhones, or whatever you might use, as well as you can get all the broadcasts. I was over Wimbledon listening to the Padre radio broadcast last year as if they were in the next door room. It's wonderful. Jerry Hairston, part of that surprising Padre team of 2 years ago that went all the way to that final series in San Francisco. Good team guy. Gives you solid at bats. He works hard. He's positive attitude.
Came up with some big hits as well, did he not?
How about the number he's wearing?
That's the number Steve Garvey wore back in the day.
It's retired by the Padres, but not by the Dodgers. Interesting. That one home run against the Cubs was enough to elevate that 6 into retirement in San Diego. It is puzzling to explain to fans from out of town. They said, well, there are all the numbers retired. Well, what's Steve Garvey's number doing up there? The latest, of course, 51 for Trevor Hoffman at a ceremony last year. 2-1 to Hairston. Ellis at first with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. The Padres trailing the Dodgers 5-3. Looking ahead to the bottom half of this 9th inning, Hundley, Alonso, and Hudson are scheduled for San Diego. Late swing, 2-2. Well, looking ahead tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon, here are the probables. Billingsley against Lupke. That's a delicious matchup tomorrow. 2 outstanding pitchers. Capuano, who comes over to Los Angeles this year, is with Milwaukee, and the Mets against Dustin Mosley, the hard luck hurler for the Padres last year. And then on Sunday, Aaron Harang, the San Diego State star, comes back home to pitch against the Padres and Clayton Richard. Inside, and the count full now to Jerry Hairston. Brother Scott made the Mets roster again this year. From great baseball heritage, grandfather, father, Hairstons, and the big leagues. There's Aaron. Appropriately going to pitch on Sunday, Military Day. That's out of play. Padres, the military Major League Baseball team, saluting our men and women in uniform every Sunday. Good to have the Navy guys with us today.
Hey, we remember those 3 sailors giving you a shout out as we were going out to the set. They were all over you.
Yeah, but you know how you can make them friends immediately? All you have to say is 2 words.
Thank you.
Beat Army. Oh. Full count to Hairston. And he takes ball 4. So a single and a walk with 1 out here in the 9th. And the Dodgers up to the top of the order, and D. Gordon. But Black does not like the base on balls. You know, there are physical errors, and that comes part of the game. Mental errors are inexcusable, especially at the major league level. And the base on ball sometimes almost works its way into the mental error column. D. Gordon struck out twice facing starter Edinson Volquez, safe on a 3-base error as Maven dropped his fly ball in deep center in the 5th, and he scored the 3rd Dodger run. Grounded out the 2nd in the 7th inning.
That's why, as a relief pitcher like Frieri, when you've got a bench player coming off the bench like Hairston to pinch hit, try to pound fastballs away. Give them the opposite field. Not many players can go the opposite way like Matt Kemp did early in the game.
Kemp just finding enough distance at top of the scoreboard and right. Late swing on Gordon as he goes after a ball up high. Frieri trying to hold the fort here with a 5-3 Dodger lead, and hope the Padres can rally in the home half of the 9th. Fouled out of play. Here almost 7 o'clock in the evening in San Diego, and the lights just taking their full effect. Not quite yet. A little bit of daylight left. That Marine cover working its way in over the ballpark. 1-2 to Gordon. And away.
Well, you're absolutely right. That runner at second base is huge. Need to get out of this inning and keep it at 5-3. Then the objective for the Padres, a base runner and possibly an extra base hit or a blast, to at least try to tie it up. Look out.
That went into the far end of the Padre dugout. It's about where Rick McHenry and Mark Sweeney had been positioned earlier. I wondered why Mark had that glove on his belt there when he came to the ballpark today.
He's a smart man.
Yeah. 2-2 to Gordon. Swung on a miss. He went after some high fastballs, didn't he? 2 away. Frieri's second strikeout.
Even though Ernesto Frieri misses with location, you see where Nick Hundley was set up down and in with the riding fastball up and away. And Gordon is all over it.
So 2 on, 2 out to Mark Ellis, the second baseman, who has grounded out twice, struck out, and doubled to left his last time. Frieri's 30th pitch of this 9th inning.
You know, 30 pitches, right, in 1 inning. Well, 30 pitches in 3 innings. If at least you get a little bit of a blow sitting in the dugout, right? You get to collect yourself. 30 pitches in 1. That's a workout.
Yeah, that's 3 innings, 90 pitches. That's maximum. It's not as if he wants to throw that many. Sometimes his mechanics just a little off and can't find the strike zone. There's a beauty. Nice curveball, that good downward action.
And with that delivery and on that pitch, Frieri really has to make sure he gets that release point out in front so he gets that good downward action. It's going to be another.
Oh, he hit him. Of course, he was amongst the leaders last year in hit batters. Bases loaded now as Ellis is clipped, and then you load the bases for Matt Kemp. Not a good idea. Kemp with 3 RBIs.
See where Hundley set up? Look at where the pitch ends up. I mean, that's not getting that hand, that release point out in front, and maybe working under it a little bit. It's big time not hitting your spots.
Single walk hit batsman, and Matt Kemp strides to the plate already with a good day. A single, knocked in a run on there, and a 2-run homer. Counting for 3 of the 5 Dodger runs. And here a chance to have a sweet opening day in terms of RBIs. He's got 3 already, and the bases full of Dodgers for him with 2 outs in the 9th. Strike. Ellis, Hairston, and Ellis. Bases full of Dodgers. 1 strike coming up to Kemp. Home run was to right field, just enough distance.
And if he throws him a fastball away, you better keep it down. Oof.
Ball that he hit in the 8th inning looked as if it was going to be caught. Venable, in fact, the way through the bat away, acted as though he didn't get it all, but he just hit the top of the scoreboard, that padded area. Barely in the ballpark, but barely counted for 2 runs. One and 2. What do you throw him here?
Fastball away. There it is. At 93, good location.
Right at the target.
That's right. And Nick Hundley shaking his head, saying, hey, Good pitch. Kemp eyeing the pitch. And you know, that swing there looks like he's looking away because he used mostly of his upper body and just to get that bat out there and foul it off so he can get another crack at it.
Protective swing. Stays alive on the slider. Those new San Diego shirts are very popular, aren't they?
That's nice.
Not a bad place to, love Petco Park. Nothing wrong with that. 1-2. Ground ball by Frieri. Hudson will take it to the bag just in time for the final out in the ninth. So Frieri works out of his own jam and leaves the bases loaded. The Padres come up. Hundley, Alonso, Hudson needing two to tie.